So as we were kicking off the session and Jared came on, he was talking about data within your talent acquisition process and understanding the true flow through of data from a diversity perspective. Having lived in this data for the last couple of years, we identified a couple of big areas, and really the biggest one was with our hiring managers. Our hiring managers, whether knowingly or unknowingly, that conscious or unconscious bias, were actually exhibiting the most amount of bias against different individuals. And what we found is that as we calculated the percentage of those applicants that flowed through from our application to what our staffing team reviewed to then who we slated to the hiring manager, our numbers really dropped off from that perspective. And that was because they were selecting often people who looked like them, or people who went to the same schools that they did, or exhibited some other traits in that unconscious bias space. So if you haven't taken any recent courses, there's some great ones out there, including on LinkedIn and other places, to understand what was impacting it. And for us, we went through a big process to overhaul the way we pass candidates through and the expectations for hiring managers. So this is above and beyond the diversity and inclusion training that we have out for all of our team members and the on-demand training that gets pushed, via messaging to our hiring managers as they have a new position that's open. But this was the piece where we set some real expectations to say, let us know what you're looking for. We want those requirements, the candidate requirements that you want to have, so that our staffing managers will build the right slate. And then we're going to ask you to interview everyone. In fact, give everyone that we put on your slate for you with a set limit, the number of people, give them a shot, give them that interview and use a standardized interview guide. And that was really important for us to get that piece down, because then we can understand, and we're still new in the journey and the data points take a little while to form, but it helps us understand what's happening at the interview process and then how many are being passed through. So data is incredibly important. And then that consistency of your interviewing and hiring process, knowing that everybody's getting asked the same questions and that everybody you put on that slate, which my team is measuring from a diversity perspective to know how well we're doing against external benchmarks, but how well those individuals are then passing through, which guides our sourcing practices that we were talking about earlier.